So this is on UNESCO's World Heritage List. What you can see here, not only the palace, this is the palace. This is the town of the 17th century, goes that way. So a little bit confusing, it should be on that side. And this is then the west part. The name of the city, can you see on the right side? The first who had something here were Greeks. The same spot where today is the palace. The name of this fisherman settlement was Aspalatos. Later it was changed into Spalatum and the end Split. So it has nothing to do with divorce. And I'm a little bit sad we didn't invent bananas. Neither, but this is the name. Anyone from Scotland? Some say Scottish brew, some say Spanish brew. Anyway, this is the place. This is the name of Split. So the palace back in here. Here also, so that you can see, and maybe also here. So in your free time, later on the way back to ship, you can take a picture of the palace. Maybe it's nicer, but too many groups are waiting for it, so I'm going to explain it here. This is also the same, the palace. So the palace had 16 towers. This is the one still standing there. And the second is here. We are going to pass three entrance gates. The main entrance is the one here. On the north side we pass with the bus, because this was the connection to Salona, the capital of the province. East and west, they looked the same. Something like Checkpoint Charlie in the 3rd, 4th century. So you had to stay there for a short time. They asked you, why did you come? To Split. And also they looked into your purse. So we are not asking anymore, why did you come? But I'm afraid there are still some people who are checking inside, not looking for knives, checking for money, of course. And on the south, we are going to take these doors, these gates, very simple and plain. The reason this wasn't entrance, this was the safety gate. The gate, in case if he was attacked, he could go down and sail away. This is the reason why there was only a small port, and later it was extended from one to the other tower. 2 streets can be seen here. Romans had only 2 names for their streets. Cardo, it was always north-south, and Decumanus was always east-west. In this case, it did split the palace in two halves. The north made for soldiers and servants, and this south part, the residence of Diocletian, of the emperor. He came here on May the 1st, 305, and since then the palace is constantly in use. It was never abandoned or empty. So you can imagine 1,700 years that almost everything was changed. What is still here is this octagonal building. This was his mausoleum. Officially from the 7th century, this is the Cathedral of Split. Opposite Jupiter temple, so he was the man number one, he was the god number one. Later, baptistry, and today a small museum, and this one, vestibule, or the entrance into the residence of Diocletian. The rest is gone. We know this was the dining room, the private part of his wife, bathroom, bedrooms, and on this side, a reception hall, bathhouse, and bedrooms. How do we know that? Because of basements, which we are going to see now. The only thing you need is imagination. So when we inside, you have to imagine it looked the same way, but you have to imagine also the decoration on the ceiling. So how it looked upstairs on the first floor. There was also a walking area for Diocletian, the promenade, his own promenade. So when these columns are where you can see them, it was actually open. So he had a nice view, and more important, I think, is the breeze in summer when 35 degrees Celsius, you feel like a fish. So it always, the breeze is beautiful. For those who live later here, it was more important actually to have a few rooms more, so it was walled in and they use it as homes. But the upper parts mostly built in the 19th century, which you can see here on the front line.
I got a question. What industries do they have here besides tourism?
You didn't listen to what I told you. No. You only talked about the bell tower, about the tallest building. You could see shipyard. So I suppose you all know that we were part of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia was the third country in the world when we talk about making ships, and shipyards are in Croatia. So there are so many small shipyards, privately owned, and they are doing well. These big ones, they are not so good. I don't know what's going wrong, but privates are good, the smaller not. So on that part, have you seen cement? Cemex. This building and the hill there, maybe you have seen these steps. So they take the stone, in the new fabric they grain it, and it's coming over the street in the old one to make a powder with it, and also oil industry in this part. So plastical and chemical. When you go further to Zagreb, for example, chemical industry is also very important, and also pharmacy. Yes, we invented an antibiotic called Sumamed, and later in the 90s, Americans were also involved because they said you need a lot of money to test a new drug, a new medicament. So, and we didn't have the money, so they came. I don't know how many did they buy, but it's a combination. Antibiotic, yes. If you have, especially if you have a problem with this part, inflammations, this part, this sinus, so excellent. Suman is called.
Is that the generic?
No, this is the first one, so later. So let's say copies came later.
Sounds like a cough and cold medication.
It is 30 years, 30 years. I don't know so much about it. I know it was invented beginning of the 30s, 30 years ago, and especially good if you have problems with this part. And also food industry, but food industry, textile industry, except you are Dior or Yves Saint Laurent, doesn't bring so much money. If you would like to take a souvenir from here, a lot of tourists like it. It should be drinkable or eatable. Vegeta, produced here, invented in the 50s. Vegeta is Croatian. I know it. From Croatia, we have salt first and then Vegeta. If you make a chicken soup, it has to be put into the soup. This is the first. So she is going to explain you everything about it. There are so many different native nature, but the original is the best.
But it's in powder. It's not obviously.
No, this is the
Australia.
Christmas.
Hawaii.
The red one.
Why am I from Australia? Why did my parents migrate to Australia? You know?
We have a young man from Austria. I think for you it's interesting. So it wasn't the capital of Rome. So Salona was the capital of Roman province Dalmatia. Why Dalmatia? Illyrians were natives, the first who lived in this area. So about ex-Yugoslavia shape, but also Kempten. They had found traces of Illyrians and also in the south part of Hungary. But he lived here. It wasn't the capital of Rome. The place where he lived at the end of his Number 9.
Not from the front door, from the side.
queen. We have a queen in Netherlands.
King, no.
A king now. Aha, Beatrice isn't anymore.
No.
Okay.
Step down.
So we are now in basements. Why did they build basements? It's very simple. On the north side, you are going to see it, and you are also going to feel it under your feet. It's going down. So it's built on a slope. So imagine it is the 4th century, you are the king, you have the better part to the south, the breeze, the view, but you have to look up to soldiers and servants, out of question. He had to be above all of us. So this is the reason why they did build basements, to point out his apartment. And of course they used the same layout, so how it was, how it looks here, it looks also upstairs the same way. Only it was decorated, the ceiling. They had found on vestibule, which is from the Grecian time, they had found pieces of glass, painted glass, beige, white and yellow. So they assume also, or they assume the cupola in his mausoleum was decorated with gold leaves. So they assume he had no trouble with money, no issues. He had enough money to use all materials known in that time. So, but for you, I think more interesting is to see materials. What did Romans use? This is the copy of reception hall. And down there is a small opening. This is the connection. Still can be seen a few steps which took Diocletian from the first floor down, escape way. For you, do you remember the name of the island across Split? The dangerous one. Brač. This is the stone from island Brač. White stone, so you can see, for example, that this was replaced. It looks too good to be 1,700 years old. It's limestone, not the hardest, but still we like the stone. It's so easy to polish then. It's not anymore white, it's beige. You can see dots, fossils inside or lines. It looks like marble, but it's not. Marble is limestone, but only a few million years older, so it's much stronger and thicker. When you look up, you're gonna see travertine stone. It's river stone. It's very light, and they use this type of stone for ceilings, so they could build the next level. And you know that Romans didn't let actually the arch. Or maybe here or there. The best way to see the easiest combination of. I didn't forget, don't worry now. Okay. So it was that urgent, sorry. Red bricks, they were baked, and yellow ones, they were only dried on the sun. Why did they combine both? Very simple. In a case of an earthquake, the red one, they are going to break sooner. The yellow one, they are flexible, trembling down and taking all this down, so the building is gonna survive. This is why did they combine both. And in the mortar of the Diocletian time, they had found eggshells. Calcium is not bad. What they needed is egg white. It's like glue. It was binding all these materials together. In the Middle Age, what was binding material? Blood. I only hope they told me, no, not human blood, also only animal. Okay. Someone asked about Game of Thrones. It was filmed here. So this is the copy of reception hall without any decorations. So they kept the dragon here in this area. During the whole year, we use basins. It's not just for you here. We have international flower exhibition. We have a book exhibition in December, but I think you like the most just the vines. Also, in spring, because the inspiration vine. The last time I was here before Corona, 600 people possible to taste so many. 5, so you know how much you're gonna get. So it's 1 glass of wine, and I did taste only Plavan Smali, the red, the small blue one from Peninsula Pelješac. So 1 glass, and my husband said, go out. We are going home. You talk too much. No, I'm not so sure.
Sorry, ja, daar. Ja, dan denk ik, ja. Zou je nou continu filmen met het ding?
E nell'anno 303, in maio, in una città
Panorama, so we came at the same time. The palace. So the palace was built in 10 years. Probably 10 years, so you can imagine what people were here. From 295 to 305. In the 7th century, this is the time when Croatians came to this area. Salona was destroyed, and some claim people from Salona, especially peasants, they came down. Those who had money stayed upstairs. So those who lived here, you can see on both sides these openings. The beam was connecting them, so this was the living area, upstairs bedrooms. In the Middle Age, this was the quarantine, so I assume we all are coming from Europe and we know everything about the plague. So in the Middle Age, everything had to stay here to be disinfected, 30 or 40 days, and after that it could be brought into the palace, into the town. And then in the 16th century, we are going back to mine, Jewish people came to Split, and the quarantine was built outside, where we came out of the bus. And someone had a good idea to make this wine cellar. Someone had even a better one. Garbage can. Perfect, perfect. So, for example, this was also found there. They had found few sphinx inside. They had found the table, marble, red one, red white, from Egypt, brought here for Diocletian, and someone didn't knew what to do with such big and beautiful piece of marble, so it was brought here. And also garbage, of course, it was going to the ceiling. And thanks to garbage, basements are still here. So in the 50s, they started systematically to take it out. So you can see, now it's for free to be seen. And here you can see the first floor. Jesi bila već ovdje? Ne, mislila sam ako ja odam. Okay, there I go. You're gonna see my face. They assume this is the copy of library, and these pieces are circle. This beam was also there, and also another piece of stone. They told me this was the room where they tortured Christians, because Diocletian is known for that. Years later, I'm coming to see these stone pieces in the next room. It was tortured something, but not human beings, olives. Pieces of olive oil press. So we have seen on the smaller Jupiter camera, and maybe you can see also these two smaller. So two temples were also there, except Jupiter, Venus, and Kybele. But this is their shape, their ceiling. And I know that tourists from Ireland and from Scotland, they like this shape. So it reminds them on churches in their own country. And so, something similar can be seen in the cathedral, so in his grave, but it's a little bit higher and a little bit different. So here, this is the Roman way how they did put bricks in a circle, and in the cathedral mausoleum were people from Syria and from and Greek. So both were in those days very famous for masons. So you can see a Roman way, bricks in a circle, Syrian way, they look like wings. So this is how they did it. So, okay, I just wanted to ask anyone who would like to go to the restroom, but please not No? Okay, then we can go, Moses. We can go to here.
Not too bad. Quite happy. Thank you. Yeah. Nigeria.
When you look in the movie, you see a lot of computer. You can see computer inside, so I don't like it. And then, or Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise flying.
Oh, that's, you cannot compare.
No. So I like them to look watch a movie 40s, 50s. Everything is going so slow. So let's have a view on the other side, just a short one, just to see pieces from Greek time. So before the Grecian came, 305, what they had found.
Neem je weer, hè? En ik heb en dat is het. Ja, maar ik heb het vast van een donker doen, ik wil de lampen aanwassen. Als er een boek is, dat dan aankomt.
Now you can take a picture of this picture. And also here again the garden, but you can see also pieces of the sewage on my left side. Also found here in the garbage. And the picture of the palace.
Let's fill that garbage. That was garbage.
Everything. We say garbage, everything. So pieces of stone. When they turn down something in the house, maybe a wall was also brought here. Not the kitchen garbage, everything. For garden things you didn't need at the moment. Also things like these presses, olive oil press, like the table, like the sink. So it's beautiful, but like the dress. Oh, okay. Oh, fashion, maybe 20 years it's going to be again. What are they going to put in this type of garbage? Okay? So this is the promenade, the copy of the Vision's promenade. And let's have a look on the other side. You are coming from
Then he went via an aqueduct and tunnels to here, to the palace. It was fresh in the summer. In the winter, it was exactly the same temperature like it has now. And this is natural well. 24/7, the whole year is water. And just yeah, there's written waterfall points inside there.
I asked 5 minutes ago, do you need one? He's not listening. Do you need one? I have witnesses. First piece of stone was decorated entrance into a Greek temple because of this color of the shape. These rules, they were in antique time used by private guard of Diocletian. So when you look, the room it was actually a small one, not a lot of space. And inside you can see, for example, this lion face. It was decorating entrance mausoleum surrounding area, broken. So they cleaned it, laser, it was a laser on sand clean, and they brought it then here. So rooms of private guard on both sides, but here they can be seen. And also, what they had found, type of stones, and here, this one. So Diocletian is known to be the last and the greatest persecutor of Christians. We don't know exactly when he was born or when he died. So he was about 75 years old, we assume 70, 75. Today it would be maybe 90, maybe 95. But we also assume that when he, or even 313 died, he was still alive when Christianity was one of Roman's religions. This is the time of Constantine the Great. Few decades later, it was the only religion, the official religion, and it seems that to me, in the human nature, is to be a hunter. So Christians started to hunt, to prosecute all other religions. Wow. Yes. So also in that time, they did throw out his sarcophagus. We don't know where it is anymore, and almost everything was destroyed. So imagine it's a mausoleum, it's dark place. They didn't recognize this is him. So you can see he survived. There is a beautiful cornice going all around. In one circle you can see his face, in another one you can see the face of his wife. And in Venice, on the Marcus Square, between the Marcus Church and Duke's Palace, 4 figures, that high. So why 4 tetrarch? Because he's the one who did introduce tetrarchy. They had a lot of trouble. In 50 years, they had 25 years. Average 2 years. This is also, be careful, known as the time of Dalmatian holders. A lot of greedy people. So I gonna split it. I gonna take the southeast. I like Egypt. His son-in-law got the northeast part, and Maximian and his son-in-law got the west part. After 20 years, he came then here, lived for about 10 years. His color, I checked your t-shirts, you have chosen good for, except your cell phone, the coverage is not good. It is on the line, borderline. The color of the Ecclesian was this purple, so a red-violet color, very expensive. No one else was allowed to have something in that color. If you did have, and they caught you, you paid with your head. But they say also because of this color, it didn't smell well behind here. It stink. Why? Because they gained this pigment from the snail. Purple snail. So you can imagine shell snails. It's not tasty. I mean, maybe it's tasty, so but it doesn't smell. So the next rooms. And my parents also. So here, I think till 10 years ago, here in this room, under the garbage, they had found this beautiful marble desk. And they told us we are going to take it, we are going to restore it, and we are going to bring it back. As you can see, this was a huge love. It's now in museum of the city of Split. This was then upstairs dining room. Interesting, there are 4 other rooms surrounding the main room in a shape of a cross. So someone made a joke with the Ecclesian. And for example, upstairs, it still can be seen, 2 of them. This one and the next one, it's reconstruction, it's not original. The dining room, for example, we are going now, but we are not going to see. You're gonna see maybe 200 people in this room, and the next one is empty. Can you imagine why? So Romans, you know, they like to eat. I mean, I also, but I would never do that. So, and the piece of meat was so beautiful, and you would like to have a little bit bites more, but there was no room. So you had to go into the next room with the feather and come back, and you can continue. I mean, it doesn't stink anymore, but still, a guy from Split is always do the explanation in dining room, not in that room.
Yeah.
So now we are going upstairs to see Peristyle, the main square.
That was the church's fault. It's like the sex cream folks going on.
Because the group is huge. And the next one is coming. Dole sam se zadržala.
Family, descendants. It used to be, but 8 or 9 years back when they stopped kinging.
These are the exercises for this day. So my group, please come a little bit closer.
Here.
Okay, so we are now in peristyle, the main city. Peristyle is a Greek word. In English it means a place surrounded with columns. When you look around you can see it's correct. About 200 were brought from Luxor's destroyed temples, and this is the reason the coffee bar on the left side has the name Luxor. 15th century before Christ. And some were brought from Greece, from Italy, but mainly from Luxor. And 12 things. The only one with the head. 12 were brought here. The only one in one piece, but without head, is opposite Jupiter temple on the other opposite of mausoleum. So peristyle, forum, agora, this is the same, the main spot. Basilicas were here, the courtyard, the marketplace, everything. Not in this case, because it was the palace of one man, and you can see there are steps taking you down. Adoration place. When you saw him standing there on these borders, you had to bow yourself, you had to kneel down or even to lie. So when you look these borders, you can see the right one is a little bit higher. The reason this, or look, the capitals, they have different size. The reason these columns, they are also different in size. They had to be brought to the same level so they could decorate. Behind this arch you can see the bell tower of Split, of the cathedral, built from 13th to the 16th century. So it took a lot of time. So if you like, or those who would like, they are going with me into vestibule. Those who are a little bit tired, you can sit here and wait. We are coming back, of course. We are going to listen a cappella, one song they're gonna sing for groups who are enter, if you like. So if you are a little bit tired, you need a break, you can sit here and wait for us. It takes only 2-3 minutes.
Entre las columnas de la palacio. Mira los balcones.
So do you like opera? Like me, yes you do. So each July, 4th, Split Summer Festival starts with an opera.
Senhora que já comigo, ela falou que pegou tudo lá na entrada, que foi legal. Subiu uma colina, então.
Raz, do góry, tam nie ma nic, picie.
So where is the gentleman who lost the bike? I'm gonna send you just straight out of the palace, so I can make some photos and I'm taking this gentleman and the other one to Iceland. And we are coming, so if anyone also, if you need the toilets, please stay here with me. No, just out there. So those who don't need toilets, go just straight, I'm coming. So and those who would like to visit one of the Split stops, so stay with us. So we're gonna come. Betty. Very simple, only 4 letters. Just straight. You're gonna see a huge statue. And we meet in 5 minutes there. So take some photos and we are coming. You are staying with me, okay? So rest move this way, the other one goes.
Just walk out from the start, then I can switch off the camera.
Vale.
Luego por esto no cada uno hace lo que hago diferente. También lo que cuidado con los señores.
È super, levante. Ovo je ulična prodaja. Ovo je ulična prodaja.
I ovo vam je bio zatvoreni ulaz i ovdje vam je bilo židovsko lijevo. Danas je židovski prolaz, uz ulaz u sinagogu je ovdje lijevo i ako ovdje prođete dole do kraja ovog hodnika na drugu stranu vidjet ćete i islamski centar. Znači mi smo multikulti grad i židovi, muslimani i ovo i ono. Nikola još Tama. Nikola bi strepio.
Okay, we are already at the base camp, so it was fast. And the city came out in the 10th century from the palace, was going that direction to the west. In the 13th, this was the main square, not anymore fair style. So when you look around, you are going to see different styles. The oldest is this double row of columns, Romanesque style. Here you can see Gothic. 15th century Venetian time, they were here almost 400 years. Down,
Austrians, yeah.
okay.
Looks like Vienna.
Austrians, yes, new style secession art wall. And we passed also, have you seen Christmas? Yes, we don't like it, but no, not in May. Not in May. December. But between was also is a passage. When you go there, on the left side is a synagogue, the third oldest in active in Europe after Prague and Dubai. Now we are going this way, but I'm going very slow. I'm so sad the clock is not working again, but it's still beautiful. When you look up, you are going to see, not from here, you have to move, 24 numbers. When you look down, where you expect to see number 6 is midnight. The long hand that it works is showing minutes, it's always correct. The zigzag with the golden ball is pointing to the just look down number 6 midnight. So each hour has its own number.
Na ovoj crkvi mi imamo najstariji sunčani sat u Europi. Sunčani sat je ukrašen sa rimskim brojevima, nije 12 nego 24. 24 sata, 24 rimska broja. Preko puta rimske te crkve iz doba Mlečana, jedna obitelj, kneževska obitelj iz Korčule napravila svoju, Hrvatska, napravila svoju palaču i vidite kraj prozora rede po nogama i
Evo ga, dobar dan. Dobro je, mama.
Marko Babić, father of Croatian literature.
I on ti zna ovo gledati.